The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, this is TVWAN News. I'm Jasmine Erjak.
And I'm Rex Lita.
In this edition, END POL investigations set to commence, police HR told to remove insubordinates, and Lam and Ipape eye history win. A mother's love motivates a young boy from Goilala district to do well in school and become the science ducks of Mainohana Catholic Secondary School in Karaku district. The school and nearby communities witnessed 153 grade 10s and 87 grade 12s graduating on Wednesday. Francis Jr. Avila from Koruava in Goilala lost his mom when he was very young. He dedicated his Science Ducks Award to his late mother.
Yeah, the teacher, she motivated me. My dad always get on me and those, but she just she tell me what to do. So yeah, when she died, I left school for 1 year just because of her. I stayed home and then I came and continued back. So yeah, thank you, Mom. And yeah, and the thing that motivates me to study art is to give back something back to my people in Koruava.
Apart from Francis, the 20th grade 12 graduation, two other Ducks Awards were Social Science Ducks to Corey Jelly and Business Studies Ducks to Jordan Allen. These were the three Ducks awardees out of the 87 grade 12 graduates of Mainohana Catholic Secondary School. This will be the grade 10 70th graduation ceremony. The Ducks was awarded to Shelito Oro, and the runner-up Ducks was awarded to Gary Vailala. Mainohana Catholic Secondary School Principal Nicholas Maino addressed the school's challenges and achievements, emphasizing the school's standards, its drive and vision for students.
The vision of Mainohana Catholic Secondary School is to inspire students to value knowledge and skills that will support them as lifelong learners.
During the ceremony, member for Karaku Peter Isoaimo, who was a former student, was present to witness the graduation. He encouraged the students to keep pushing in their studies and be the people to change the district and province. He handed over 2 checks worth 100,000 kina to the school to purchase a generator and to set up a water project. The MP also pledged to build 2 houses for the school. During the second day of the Digital Transformation Summit 2024, Digital PNG Limited emphasized its consistency to providing reliable connectivity to Papua New Guinea, especially in the rural areas. Digital PNG Limited Senior Vice President Lorna McPherson shared Digicel's journey into covering 80% of the country's population and how the focus is now on cybersecurity.
Digicel PNG Limited was part of the Digital Transformation Summit. Digicel PNG Senior Vice President Lorna McPherson spoke during the second day of the summit. She said Digicel PNG's drive, like other digital agencies in the country, is fostering innovation.
And one great example of innovation as well is Digicel's Sell Money service. And this service bridges the financial gap by providing accessible banking solutions through mobile technology, but it really empowers the underserved.
McPherson also shared Digicel's focus in cybersecurity, working hand in hand with the National Information and Communications Technology Authority and the government to ensure safety for the public as well as the organization.
is the fact that we know that the digital footprint is expanding. And we need to also make sure that as we do that and we keep going out to the outside world, cyber becomes critical to us.
In addition, Digicel ensures to invest in public and private partnership, focus on rural connectivity and cyber legislation.
And as PNG accelerates its digital transformation, our collective defences must grow stronger as well. And so, as we said, we've already invested heavily. We've been focusing on advancing threat detection, real-time monitoring and education.
McPherson shared that Digicel is on an exciting journey with Telstra and its step towards 5G coverage and artificial intelligence.
The Women's Microbank released a statement yesterday regarding false and misleading claims by a group of Madang women alleging Mama Bank of misappropriating 3.9 million kina. Mama Bank advised that the claims made by a group of women in Madang is misleading. According to Mama Bank, the 3.9 million kina questioned is part of the share capital held by PNG Women in Business Limited, the business arm of PNG Women in Business Foundation Inc. that was issued at the time the bank's license was granted. The capital originally came from WIBF and late Janet Sape, who spearheaded the initiative to get the bank established. Mama Bank shared that they were in a challenging position in late 2016. However, through determined governance, strategic decisions and partnerships, the organization has not only recovered but also thrived. Mama Bank condemns the false allegations, causing unnecessary concern and tarnish their reputation. The bank is stressing transparency and accountability and has urged the media to ensure there is proper verification and accuracy in reports. One of the key requirements of any disciplinary force is fitness. It is captured in the fitness policy. However, Acting Director HR for the Royal PNG Constabulary, Paul Unipait, said the fitness component is only enforced during the recruitment process. Unipait said this when testifying during the Commission of Inquiry into the January 10th civil unrest yesterday in Port Moresby.
When testifying during the Commission of Inquiry into the RPNGC January 10th civil unrest yesterday, Acting Director for HR Management, Paul Unipite, said the RPNGC has a fitness policy that requires every member of the police force to participate in fitness activities every Wednesday afternoon. However, he said this policy is not being implemented.
Sports day on Wednesday.
Okay.
That we have every station and everybody, police headquarters, or irrespective of where you are, you must go and exercise on every Wednesday. That's the only time. After lunch, it's allowed for you.
He said this has become a cause of concern because police officers are becoming overweight, others become vulnerable to lifestyle diseases and illnesses, and are unable to perform their duties effectively.
Affects the work performance. A lot of people are absent from work because they said people are sick, or a lot of people are not performing well because they have the...
He said that an insurance company employed by the RPNGC is responsible for carrying out medical checks on members of the force. This arrangement is also not effective.
The legacy system we are having in the organization now, we have the insurance policy in place. That's one of the things that I manage is insurance policy in place that covers, and it also must be, we are negotiating with the insurance companies to making sure that we have a nationwide medical check, confirming the status of each policeman and policewoman.
Okay.
But that insurance company has never been helpful to us.
Unipite added that the HR division has made it its responsibility to remind police officers to comply with the fitness policy, but many do not implement it. Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
Commissioner Elenas Batari, overseeing the Commission of Inquiry into the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary's January 10th civil unrest, has summoned the Human Resource Directorate of the Royal PNG Constabulary to explain why members on duty who are and have participated in illegal conduct or activities management directorate have not been dismissed from the force. Batari said policies surrounding the conduct of police officers while on duty include not consuming alcohol while on official duty.
COI Commissioner Justice Elinus Batari asked the HR Management Acting Director Paul Unipite to explain why members taking part in illegal conduct and activities such as chewing betel nut, drinking beer and smoking while on official duty have not been disciplined, nor removed from the force. Batari said the Police Act clearly states that members who are involved in such activities must be disciplined and dismissed from the force.
You'll have to be specific here. The law, the Police Act, says when you're on duty, don't chew betel nut. That's what the law says. I don't know who's supposed to be policing that. Also, there is overwhelming evidence now before me. Police drink during hours, working hours, on duty. Police come on duty drunk. There's already got a lot of evidence on that. So, and it just makes me wonder, who's supposed to be managing this? Who's supposed to be, correcting this behavior? That is, and it's not only unbecoming, but it doesn't do good to the health of the worker.
Unipite responded saying the HR Directorate has issued warnings to members who have breached this policy, but the warnings have fallen on deaf ears.
To some, Ashley spoke to some and nearly...
You spoke to some once, twice, they don't listen?
But they never listen.
So what does that mean?
I'm thinking of transferring them, or I threaten them to transfer them, or charge them and have them transferred.
Why haven't you done it? I mean, why haven't you charged them? Why are you tolerating such behavior within your section?
If I talk to somebody once only, that's what I'm waiting for. If he does it again, he or she does it again, then.
Batari said it is the responsibility of the HR division to have these members charged and removed from the force. The inquiry was reliably informed also that 1/3 of the police force consumed betel nut, and with this evidence, the HR Directorate is being tasked to discipline, charge or dismiss those who abuse betel nut chewing while on official duty. Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
This is TV1 News. We'll be right back after the break.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magical cuddle, get up and big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Laga, Bunyam Yumi.
Open nets.
right across the nation. We eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young plana lapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no P&G, one-time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Welcome back. With the funding now being released, investigations into dealings of East New Britain Palm Oil Limited and its business conduct towards the local oil palm growers in the Gazelle Peninsula is set to commence. Minister for International Trade and Investment Richard Maru announced this today.
The investigation into the dealings of East New Britain Palm Oil Limited's business conduct towards the local oil palm growers will be probed by an investigation team led by oil palm expert Nicholas Thompson. The team, established and approved by the National Executive Council following a petition by the local oil palm growers and landowners of Gazelle Peninsula and wider Bay Area of East New Britain Province, are calling for an investigation into the alleged exploitation of unfair trade practices by the company.
Sending a team over to East New Britain this weekend. We have informed the Office of the Governor that the investigations will start. My team will be going into East New Britain this weekend to meet with the administrator and his team at the cost of 2 million kina. It's very serious. We're bringing some of the world's best brains in oil palm, like Nick Thompson, the chairman, and the team. We are very confident we have a competent team who will be able to complete the investigation over a course of 4 weeks, and we'll be able to put together a report to the cabinet on their findings and what we should do.
Minister Richard Maru emphasizes that the investigation will also guide the government to reform the oil palm industry to ensure that such unfair treatment on Papua New Guinean farmers does not happen through policy and legislation.
This is a very serious national issue. Should the government allow foreign companies to come in and basically treat our people in the way we are hearing from our farmers without now confirming the facts? The investigation will confirm the facts.
The minister says this investigation will send a clear message to all foreign investors that under the watch of the national government, no foreign investor will be allowed to cheat and rob Papua New Guineans from the efforts of their hard work on their land. Maricela Kelaton, TV1 News.
Meantime, an agreement to commence immediate feasibility studies for the proposed Madang Integrated Special Economic Zone in Madang Province has been reached. Minister Maru announced that the national government, through the ministry that he leads, the Madang Provincial Government and RD Corporation, recently concluded discussions in which this agreement was reached.
Discussions around the feasibility studies for the proposed Madang Integrated Special Economic Zone concluded recently between the national government through the Ministry of International Trade and Investment, Madang Provincial Government, and RD Corporation. The parties agreed to work together to develop a fully integrated SEZ on the 650 hectares of land owned by RD Corporation, modeled after Java Integrated Industrial Port Estate in Indonesia. Maru says this proposed SEZ is the government's highest priority and will be the start of transformation for Madang Province.
So they've agreed to be a joint venture partner with the government and Kumul consolidated. We can all work together to build this big special economic zone in Madang to service the needs of our country. RD is now been tasked to come up with a concept plan. Recently, when we went to Indonesia, we saw SEZ in Indonesia that we want to model, one called GP, in Java. We are talking to the Indonesian friends of ours now to bring the same consultants that consulted to them to do the master planning for them, and did the demand study in Indonesia for us to also bring them. And together with ADI, we can use them to help us with the demand study and the feasibility study of the new AGZ we want to do in Madang.
Minister Maro reiterated the national government's stance on domesticating the fisheries industry.
And we've already tasked ADI to work on a feasibility study and to give us design and costings to build a second cannery immediately, because PNG is not able, through ADI, to produce enough fish for our population. We need to now build another cannery and process enough fish to meet our own local demand.
The government's decision to partner RD Corporation to go into the fisheries sector is a bold shift, attempting to drive Papua New Guinea to acquire its position as a fishing state. Maricela Kelleton, TVWAN News.
Together with key partners and national stakeholders today, the Department of Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs conducted a national stakeholders validation workshop to finalize the draft policy on internally displaced persons in Papua New Guinea. This IDP policy is the first ever for the country and will therefore support and guide the legal and administrative frameworks.
Papua New Guinea, like other nations of the world, is faced with pressing socio-economic and cultural issues. Among these challenges is the growing number of internally displaced people, which has become a great concern for the government. The need for government to have a policy guideline and legal framework are critical to addressing displaced people's issues.
This great framework that we are putting through is translated and implemented right down to where it matters, and it touches people, putting a smile on the face of the mothers that are running around homeless.
What happens at the care center? And care center, whose responsibility is there? And so that's the question we will be asking.
This IDP policy is the first ever policy of its kind for Papua New Guinea. It is the government's direct response and commitment towards addressing both the short-term and long-term socio-economic welfare of the country's internally displaced people. However, the development, administering, and coordinating of the policy needs development partners of the government and other non-state actors to assist in the implementation of this policy.
There is a lot to be done, and thanks again to the DPLGA for your work on this. We really appreciate your leadership. IOM is providing financial support as well as technical support towards the development of the policy. And thanks to IOM's internal development fund, IOM IDF, for funding this work.
Family, I would say, environment in which people here are, and I think it's the beauty of this country because it's lost in some other places, is support, but it's a surrogate support to most lasting solution.
The aim of the IDP policy is to address the plight of all displaced people and help find durable solutions to cater for the needs of this group of people. The policy clearly spells out each of the Department of Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs roles and responsibilities, but with stronger emphasis to increased funding for implementation from government. Maricela Kelleton, TVWAN News.
We apologize, we are unable to bring you today's market report. It was not provided to us. Overseas news is next. I'll join you after this short break. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, P&G and Mia. Find P&G made.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Harem talk, young or old, a scale rice family meal with talk. To bring out the smiles, cause it's a favorite by miles. Senisi go, lo scale rice, lo scale price. Senisi go, lo scale rice, lo scale price. But you like him?
At the PNG LNG project, we are proud of our long-standing partnership with the Kumuls, as they represent the hopes and aspirations of so many Papua New Guineans. Rugby league is more than just a sport. It promotes our shared values of leadership, teamwork, respect, personal integrity, and excellence. Lessons learnt on the pitch carry on throughout life and go beyond serving ourselves.
Give me 5. Someone brings you this great offer from Digicel. 5 GB, 5 days for 5 kina. Visit a Digicel store or Cell Money agent. Put money in your Cell Money wallet and dial *888 to buy today.
Thanks for staying with us. The U.S. state of Michigan is one of a handful of battleground states that will determine who will be the next American president. This swing state has been won by Donald Trump in 2016 and Joe Biden in 2020. And now the Democrats are hoping Kamala Harris' late injection into the race will give them the boost they need to win in November. Stephanie March from Foreign Correspondent has just returned from Michigan. Here's part of tonight's story.
The energy among these Kamala Harris supporters is undeniable. At this volunteer fair, people are signing up to campaign for her and local candidates. Bringing some star power is Sean Astin, famous for his roles in The Goonies and The Lord of the Rings.
Hi, Stephanie.
Nice to meet you.
Beautiful lady.
Just wanted to ask, what is the Lord of the Rings' favourite character doing here at this event?
I'm campaigning for Kamala Harris for president.
Why?
I'm here because if I'm lucky to live to be an old man and have grandchildren, they're going to sit on my knee and I'm going to tell them about this moment when America elected its first woman president.
Democrats here have reason to be hopeful. In 2022, Congresswoman Hillary Scholten became the first Democrat to win this district in nearly 50 years.
Congresswoman Stephanie from Australian TV.
Hi, Stephanie.
How are you?
Wow, I'm doing great. Thanks for being all the way here. We know that it is going to take a lot of work and effort to turn this energy into action. Because as excited as people are here, I talk to people in my district every day who are still undecided. I think we get so lost in this idea that like, well, but Trump is going to be so much worse, you know, and that should be enough. We need to acknowledge the ways that we have not shown up for people in real ways.
And how do people feel maybe the Democrats haven't done what they wanted for?
I mean, on rising costs and inflation. That doesn't resonate with people at the end of the day if they still can't afford their basic needs, right? They're struggling to put their kids through college, pay for basic healthcare expenses. So I think there's no harm in acknowledging that.
Lord of the Rings actor Sean Astin attended a Democratic event in Michigan to campaign for Kamala Harris in the upcoming U.S. presidential election, speaking on the reason behind his endorsement.
What's the Lord of the Rings' favourite character doing here at this event?
I'm campaigning for Kamala Harris for president.
Why?
I'm here because if I'm lucky to live to be an old man and have grandchildren, they're going to sit on my knee and I'm going to tell them about this moment when America elected its first woman president.
A woman's being charged over Sunday's protest through the streets of Sydney, in which the Hezbollah flag was flown. Hezbollah is a proscribed terrorist organization in Australia, making it illegal to display its symbol. Another protest is being planned for this weekend, but police are going to court to try to shut it down.
For the last 51 weeks, protesters have taken to the streets to oppose Israel's military action in Gaza, mostly without incident. Now, police want the Supreme Court to ban them.
This is a huge attack on our democratic right to protest. That's what they're trying to do. And this comes from the police, but the police are also doing the kind of dirty work of the politicians and sections of the media.
Hezbollah flags were spotted in the crowds in both Sydney and Melbourne on Sunday. 19-year-old Sarah Muhana has been charged with displaying a terrorist symbol after police made a public appeal. The Premier fears more flags could appear this weekend.
The protest organisers didn't believe they were in a position to stop the waving of flags, even from terrorist organisations on those streets.
In New South Wales, protesters need a permit to demonstrate if they want certain legal protections. Police are opposing both Sunday's event and another planned gathering on October 7.
Well, there certainly shouldn't be any protests on October 7. Because
Why not?
Because it would be seen, I think, as incredibly provocative.
We're calling it a candlelight vigil. It's a vigil for all those who have been killed over the last year. Of course, at that vigil, we'll also raise our opposition to what's going on.
To hold an anti-Israel protest on the first anniversary of October 7, one of the greatest atrocities of modern history, is shameful. It's beyond the pale.
Weighing heavily on the Premier's mind are the scenes at the Sydney Opera House last year. Chris Minns decided to light up the sails with the Israeli flag in an act of commemoration, but it triggered heated demonstrations, some of which he says were thuggish and racist.
I'm sorry, we have to prevent and take action to ensure that we don't see a repeat of that.
Protesters say their demonstrations are designed to be peaceful and they'll go ahead regardless of the court's decision.
Opposition leader Peter Dutton has accused the federal government of not backing Israel strongly enough. The swipe comes as Australians seeking to leave Lebanon are told to do so immediately.
So we've seen just there the comments being made by international leaders, but here in Australia there is some disagreement over the language being used to describe how Israel should respond to that missile attack we saw earlier this week from Iran. So in the last couple of days, we've seen the Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, and the Defence Minister, Richard Marles, say that primarily Israel does have a right to defend itself. However, the language that both of those ministers, the Prime Minister and the Defence Minister, have used, they've also spoken about the importance of de-escalating. They've also indicated their support for a 21-day curfew in the region. It's this part of the rhetoric being used by the Prime Minister and the Defence Minister that the opposition leader, Peter Dutton, seems to have taken some issue with. As far as I can see it, he doesn't think that it is as unequivocal support for Israel as is necessary at such a time. He's accusing the Albanese government of an appeasement strategy, even saying that the Albanese government is putting its domestic political agenda above Australia's national security. Let's go back and have a listen to what it is that Defence Minister Richard Marles is saying about what Israel should do in response to its attack from Iran.
We're not about to deny countries' rights to defend themselves. That said, we have added our voice to an international call led by the United States for a 21-day ceasefire, and we continue to do that.
And Ollie, Australians in Lebanon are being asked to leave. How is the government helping them to do that?
So we've had a press conference earlier today from the Foreign Minister, Penny Wong, who's outlined what the Australian government is doing to help the 1,700 Australians in Lebanon who've registered their interest in leaving Lebanon with the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, or DFAT as it's called. What we know is that there are around 80 seats on a commercial flight that have been made available today. Interestingly, we saw the Foreign Minister, Penny Wong, commenting that around 35, so less than half of those 80 seats that had been made available on today's flight had been filled at the time that she was giving that press conference. And it was perhaps for that reason that we saw her rhetoric really ramping up, saying, and I'll just look at my notes here, do not wait, don't delay. If you are an Australian living in Lebanon and you want to get out, the advice from Penny Wong is to not wait, to not delay. Even if you can't find the perfect route that you want to get out of Lebanon, with such an unpredictable situation as we're seeing at the moment in Lebanon, Ros, Penny Wong's advice is just take the first flight out there. Do not wait, don't delay. We also know that there are 500 seats that have been organised by the Australian government for this Saturday. And really interestingly, there is an RAAF plane that has been stationed in Cyprus as a backup plan. So what the Australian government appears to be doing at the moment is assisting Australians to get out of Lebanon by securing them seats on commercial or other flights coming out of Beirut Airport. But in the event that Beirut Airport does close, there is an RAAF plane there in Cyprus. Presumably, it would be the preference to not have to use that and to get all the Australians in Lebanon who want to get out via commercial flights, but it is a backup option. Ros, I do just want you to, our viewers to see the urgency with which Foreign Minister Penny Wong is delivering her message today. This is a clip from her press conference earlier.
My message to Australians in Lebanon is do not wait. If you are able to secure a seat on a flight, please take that seat. If you have a seat on today's flight, don't delay. Now is not the time for you to wait and see. Now is the time to leave.
Foreign Minister Penny Wong, her advice there, now is not the time for you to wait. Now is the time to leave.
Symbio Wildlife Park in New South Wales has welcomed a rare albino wallaby, Joey, from two red-necked wallaby parents. Only 1 in 100,000 wallabies exhibit the genetic trait of albinism.
Olaf was born to parents Ariel and Pete over 7 months ago, but it took zookeepers until 6 weeks ago to learn that he's in fact albino. Albinism is a genetic condition caused by mutation that affects the production of melanin, the pigment responsible for colouring the skin, fur, eyes and feathers of animals. Park authorities say albinism is rare, occurring for every 1 in 17,000 animals and more specifically 1 in 100,000 wallabies. Because of his pale fur and pink eyes, zookeepers say it didn't take them long to choose him a name.
So yeah, as soon as he poked his little face out of pouch, I think we all looked at one another and knew what his name was going to be. Yeah, we weren't going to argue that point at all.
Wallabies in wildlife parks like this one can live up to 15 years old, compared to 13 years in the wild. Olaf will live his life alongside the 40 other wallabies here in Helensburgh and isn't expected to experience any health issues due to his albinism. He's now strong enough to emerge from his mother's pouch to greet guests here just in time for the school holidays.
And that ends our news segment. Rex will join you at the sports desk after the break.
Hey viewers, got a red disc on your roof? You can watch 80 channels of exclusive NRL, State of Origin, Filipino and Indian drama series, local and international live news and sports, plus some great international channels on Digicel TV. Get a 20-channel plan for as low as 22 kina for the one-day plan, or 80 kina only if you jump in and buy the whole month at once. Want more? Maybe the 40-channel plan is what you need. Buy now for 28 kina for the one-day plan, or be brave and go for the whole month and it's only 105 kina. Want even more? Try the 60-channel plan. It's only 38 kina for the one-day plan, or take the big step and purchase the 30-day plan for only 185 kina. You want the biggest TV plan in PNG? Over 80 channels for as little as 42 kina a day for the one-day plan, or take the whole month at once and you could be choosing from over 85 channels with either the Indian or the Filipino channel options as an add-on. Dial *515# to subscribe now. Digicel TV. More channels, more choice, more value.
These two are creeping into your personal space. Why don't we send them packing? Oh, maybe not.
Bing bang bing. Bum, bum.
At the PNG LNG project, we are proud of our long-standing partnership with the Kumuls, as they represent the hopes and aspirations of so many Papua New Guineans. Rugby league is more than just a sport. It promotes our shared values of leadership, teamwork, respect, personal integrity, and excellence. Lessons learnt on the pitch carry on throughout life and go beyond serving ourselves.
More than the life we've known, there is more to what the future holds. You me holy man, no walk one time. Oh, 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 oh. We dare to be living incredible things. Oh, 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 oh. With money plus we're ready to go.
Welcome back. In sports, PNG homegrown squash prodigy Timona Alakos Kribis is now the top-ranked under-13 squash player in Australia. She surged to the top position after she starred in the recent 2024 Australian Junior Championships singles and defeated her opponent Cleo Paulava. Young Timona showed her skills and determination, taking all her matches with confidence. She ran into the court for grand final with so much confidence and came out with a deserving win. She was crowned the top under-13 junior in the championships. It was a proud moment for the junior of the Port Moresby Rackets Club. Timona is among some of the best squash junior talents in the country. The PNG AFL Commission has endorsed the final senior men and women national teams for the first ever AFL Pacific Cup to be held on the Gold Coast from the 18th to the 24th of November 2024. The teams comprising 28 men, PNG Mosquito, and 28 women, PNG Flames, were finalized and announced this week from their respective origin train-owned squad.
The Pacific Cup, originally called the International Cup, will feature 6 Pacific islands: Papua New Guinea, Vanuatu, Solomon Islands, Fiji, Nauru, and Tonga. PNG Mosquitoes are the current champions of the AFL International Cup. PNG is the only country that has been in the grand finals of the International Cup for the record 6 times. The national men's team again is dominated by Port Moresby in the likes of Alois Mondo, Andrew Lai, Baltasar Talania, David Patrick, Alton Mondo, Emmanuel Tupia, Imaus Wartogo, Kapea Bobogi, Jeffrey Bogai, Rex Paragoya, Kila Rawali, Lori Logo, Glenn Sanyong, and Chakonaya Penny. AFL Senior Football Community Manager Rex Leka said the Pacific Cup 2024 promises to regenerate the spirit of AFL in the region after a long break. Leka said the AFL International Cup was last held in 2017 and before that every 3 years since 2005. The next scheduled competition in 2020 was called off due to the pandemic. The AFL International Cup included men's and women's teams from North America, Europe, Africa, Asia, and the Pacific.
We've got 3 of our young boys down in one's playing in Cairns, one's in Townsville, one's in Melbourne. So they'll be also joining that team as well. But yeah, there's a big mixture of the old hands and a lot of young debutants for this first ever AFL Pacific Cup.
Meanwhile, the PNG Flames final squad is dominated by young up-and-coming talents who are looking forward to making their first appearance on the international stage, including PNG Hunters captain Ila Alu's youngest sibling, Ale Alu, alongside Bianca Avia, Elma Emil, Praise Purika, Irene Guria, and Jill Ravusiro.
This is most of them will be the first. We have a few old hands from 2017, but there's a whole bunch of new young girls coming through, and we have a lot of work to do with them this year for this next couple of weeks before the final selection will be done.
Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Port Moresby Corporate Nines Rugby League competition kicks off round 1 on Saturday night at the Sir John Guy Stadium. This competition is strictly for staff and sponsors only. 16 teams from various corporate organizations have registered for the 2024 season. The competition runs for 7 rounds, followed by split round games before the final playoffs. The 16 teams have been placed in 2 pools. In Pool A, Spidertech, PNG Power, DOF or Department of Finance, MyBank, NAC National Airports Corporation, BSP, Financial Group, Carres Consultant and TISA. Pool B, IRC, Goodman Fielders International, National Capital District Commission, Funeral Homes, AES, EFM, Scale and National Volunteer Service. Lee Leopards head coach Adrian Lam and Fuka head Winnie Pape are playing a big part in Lee's hope of making Bedford Super League history. They are now 80 tough minutes away from a first grand final appearance at the Old Stafford Theatre of Dreams. Lee faces reigning champions Wigman Warriors in Saturday's semi-final.
Papua New Guinea is the only country in the world where rugby league is considered to be the national sport. Nearly 14,000 miles away in the game's British heartland, 2 of its most famous sons are on the verge of helping Lee Leopards achieve Bedford Super League history. Coach Adrian Lam, perhaps the only rugby league player ever to be immortalized in a line of one-armed bandits which carried his Kumul's kid name, and hooker Edwin Pape, have both played significant parts in the rise of the Leopards over the past 3 seasons. Having already earned a first Challenge Cup triumph over the half-a-century last year, Lee is only 80 minutes away from a maiden Super League Grand Final appearance and the chance of claiming the first top-flight title since 1982. The Lee Leopards are one of the informed teams in the Super League, having won 11 of their 13 matches. After grinding through a tough encounter with Salford Red Devils away from home on Friday night, the Leopards now face an even harder challenge in Wigan Warriors. They lost all their 3 meetings with the Warriors this season and have lost their last 9 games against them, highlighting how big their task is at hand. On the injury front, Lee Leopards lost George Chavney due to a scary head and neck injury against Telford, and his expected absence from this game will be key. They also saw second rower Frankie Hatland suffer a head injury, having been forced off early in the match, and they will come into clash without those 2 key men. There is hope that they will be able to count on Kai O'Donnell following a spleen injury, but they will be otherwise hoping the rest of the squad will be fit to play. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The Port Moresby Rugby League 75th Grand Final is confirmed for Sunday, 6th of October at the Santos National Football Stadium. In Wednesday's press conference, PRL Acting Administration Manager John Ambane and Judiciary Committee Chairman Simon Maima confirmed that finals was good to go. In the A grade, Royals will meet Cornerstones. Royals coach Junior Yambe and his opposite Gary Mana have their plans leading to the Premiership decider. Royals team manager Hasley Wowler said the team has won 3 premierships out of 5 attempts and hopes for the best outcomes this weekend. In the women's division, Hanuabada Hawks plays Dobo Warriors, and in the under-20s, minor premiership match Royals take on Defence. Melbourne Storm halfback Jerome Hughes was capped a remarkable Steelers season with Dahlia medal. Hughes beat Roosters skipper James Tedesco, who finished second just 1 point behind after the count came down to the final round of the season.
And your Dahlia winner of 2024 is Jerome Hughes from the Melbourne Storm.
The 29-year-old was taken aback and looked emotional when reality sunk in.
It's quite surreal, to be honest. I didn't think I'd ever get the opportunity to win this award, and yeah, I'm so honoured to be able to win it. And yeah, I'd just like to thank first the Melbourne Storm for this club, Balza, Frank, the owners and the players for I guess getting me to where I am today. Without that club, I wouldn't be here for sure. I know that for sure. So I'm super grateful for them and my family. I need to thank them for everything they've done. My beautiful wife, Mol, she's been with me through it all as well. So
after Hughes made an acceptance speech, several Kiwi players made their way to the front of the room to show their respect by performing the haka. Hughes' victory came despite having 6 points deducted after a 1-game suspension for making contact with the referee in round 2. Hughes was rested in round 26 with Tedesco scoring 2 points in a loss, putting the count to 56-55. In round 27, Tedesco pulled the maximum of 6 points, as did Hughes, to win the award 62-61. Hughes gives the Storm a record 6 Dally M medal win, Johnny Cameron Smith, Billy Slater, and Cooper Cronk. Meanwhile, the Dally M Team of the Year was named fullback James Tedesco, winger Zach Lomax and Brian Toho, centres Stephen Crichton and Herbie Fanworth, the 5'8" Tony Deaton, halfback Jerome Hughes, hooker Harry Grant, props Joe Japani and Adin Fanua Blake, second rowers Angus Crichton and Eli Katoa, lock Isaiah Yao, coach of the year Craig Bellamy, captain of the year Stephen Crichton, and rookie of the year Jack Bostock. The NRLW Team of the Year was also revealed: fullback Abby Church, wingers Julia Robinson and Stacey Walker, centres Isabelle Kelly and Tiana Panitani, 5'8" Jahara Timara, halfback Lauren Brown, hooker Keely Davis, props Millie Elliott and Shannon Mato, second rowers Olivia Canick and Yasmin Clydesdale, lock Semaima Taufa. Roosters back rower Canick held on to win the NRLW Dally M medal. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
That's it for sports. Jasmine provides us weather details.
Southern, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms, with rain drizzles areas over Gulf, Central, Oro and Milne Bay. Port Moresby partly to mostly cloudy, then chances of rain showers drizzles. Mombasa, scattered showers and thunderstorms with areas of rain over Morobe and Madang province. Lae, cloudy with periods of rain and possible thunderstorm. New Guinea Islands, scattered showers and thunderstorms with areas of rain drizzles along the southern coastline of West New Britain. Manus, few rain showers, then mostly fine in night. Highlands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of rain. All centers cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Ocean forecast. Coral Sea, seas moderate to rough with southeast winds of 20 to 25 knots, reaching 33 knots. Solomon Sea, seas light to moderate with southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas slight with east to southeast winds of 10 to 15 knots. And the Pacific Ocean, seas slight to moderate with northeast to southeast winds of 5 to 10 knots. Coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands, to Kerma to Yule Island, to Hood Point to Summer Islands. Seas 1.5 to 2.5 meters, rising to 3.5 meters at times along warning areas. Waters of Summer Island to Cape Vogel and all Milimbe Islands, and waters of Fincher Fen through Vitia Strait to Siasi Long Islands to Manam Karka Islands. Seas 1.5 to 2 meters, rising to 3 meters along warning areas. Waters of Cape Vogel to Horn Gulf to Fincher Fen, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters, rising to 3 meters along warning areas. Waters of Madang to Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters. And that ends TV1 News. Pleasant viewing. Bye for now.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.